Okay, seems like it's working at the moment. A little bit of delay. Okay, use formulas. Last lesson, official lesson. We'll do some extra lessons though. Another highly useful lesson. You've seen a couple formulas. I remember last year we found the circumference of a circle. That was circumference equals pi times the diameter. We did that. What else did we figure out? I don't think we did area, really. We did a little perimeter stuff. Add up all the sides. If you have the radius, it was 2 times pi times the radius. We did that. I think we did area of a circle. Area is pi times the radius squared. We used fractions, 22 over 7 and 3.14 for pi. But these are a couple formulas. These are formulas where science has lots of formulas, math has lots of formulas. We'll use definitely when we get to chapter 13, right, towards the end of the year, the longest chapter of all. We do all 18 lessons in that unit. 6 quizzes. But you can see, this is the last one, but that's a formula to find the volume of a pyramid. It's the length times width times height. A triangular prism is the base 1/2 times the area of the base times the height of the prism. More to find the volume of a cube is the edge cubed. It's the cubed. Here's surface area formulas. Surface area of a cube, 6. Here's the surface area of a rectangular prism. These are all different formulas. I use them in science for density, mass over volume, Einstein's relativity E equals mc squared, on and on formulas go. So what's a formula? Again, we don't have to write it down. It's like a proven relationship, rule, math rule. Just how do I find this? Here's the formula. This is the distance formula, physics formula, rate times time. Rate is like miles per hour or kilometers per second or inches per year, something like that. That's a rate. And then time, of course, is an hour. So you can figure out, like, if I'm going 60 miles per hour and I go 1 hour, how far did I go? Type of stuff, right? Anyway, where do I want to start here? We'll start on the bottom. So we're just using a couple different formulas. We're going to do the distance formula, rate times time. This is the volume formula. We happened to actually just see this a few minutes ago in chapter 13, length times width times height. It's the volume formula. Here's some other random formulas. So that's about it. Number 1. So it provides the formula to us. It says the formula we're going to use for 1, 2, and 3 is distance equals the rate times the time. And then it says the distance, well, I don't know what that is. The rate is 55 miles per hour. And then the time is 5 hours. So basically, if it was a word problem, if I said, well, you're driving a car, you're going 55 miles per hour, you drive for 5 hours, how far did you drive? And you would probably go, well, I should probably just multiply those two things together, and that's exactly what you do. So plug in what I know. Whenever you're solving for a formula, you're going to know all but one piece, usually. I won't say a specific number. In this case, there's 3 different variables, d, r, and t. I'll know 2 of them. I may know d, I may know r, I may know t, but I'll know 2 of them. In this formula, there's 4 things, v, l, w, and h. I'll know 3 of them. So you're always going to know all but one of these things here. This one, here's our thing, p and s. I'll know one of those 2. A, B, H, I'll know 2 of the 3. I know A and H, solving for B. So whatever one you don't know, that's what you're solving for. That's your variable, right? And then once you have it, we'll be writing these out algebraically, and then we'll just use our same things that we did in the last 3 lessons to solve it algebraically. Whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplying, or dividing, we should be able to solve any one of those. So now I just plug in what I know. I don't know what D is, so that's my variable here, right? I know what R is, it's 55. I'm not going to write all the labels out at the moment here. And I know what my T is, that's 5. So D equals R times T. R is 55 and T is 5. Just plug in what you know into the equation, right? So D equals 55 times 5. What's 55 times 5? 275. And they already give us the label. It's miles. That's my answer. Number 2. Same formula. This time, I know D is 11 7/10 miles. I already know the distance. I know the rate, 3 9/10. But what I don't know is how long it took to get that far at that speed. So, I'll give you a moment, but what is T? Yeah, what is it? The time is, how long did it take?
3 hours.
What type of equation are you ultimately solving here?
Division.
You're solving a multiplying equation. You're going to solve it by using division, but it's a multiplying equation because it's rate times time is the equation. So plug in what I know. I know what D is. D equals R times T. I know D. It's 11 7/10. I know R. It's 3 9/10. What I don't know is T, and that's my variable. This is a multiplication equation. 11 7/10 equals 3 9/10 times T. So to solve it, I use my division because I'm undoing multiplying. And then probably set up a little division bar, perhaps. One spot to the right, one spot to the right. Answer is T equals 3. Label hours. So multiplication equation, but solved by using division. You'll always solve using the opposite order of operation when you're doing algebra. Always. Undoing things. Try number 3. Yes. Yes. I'll be right there. So same thing, we're just solving for R, which to solve for R is basically identical to how you just solved for T. Except instead of T, you'll have R. So this time the read looks like they're going in kilometers per hour here. It must be in Canada or France or anywhere else but the United States or something. For about 5 minutes. Man, I'm thirsty today. Ugh. So the setup, same formula, D equals R times T. Plug in what I know. I know what D is. It's 227 5/10. R and T. So when I write this, again, I would write it this way. The order I multiply things doesn't matter. It's just, you don't, and you've seen it enough, you don't ever see the variable first. It's always second. It just is. So, yeah, I mean, technically it's R times 3 5/10, and I could certainly R time, but this is why I wrote it this way. It doesn't matter. So I always put the variable over there. And But then to solve, you should divide both sides by 3 and 5/10, which means once again, you'll set up your little bar, you'll move each your decimals one spot to the right and come up with what? 65?
Or, yeah, come on.
Yep, correct. Easy enough? Okay. Let's try number 4. So, same exact concept here. If you did good with these last two, then the rest of them should be good. We're just gonna change the formulas around. But still, you'll always know all but one piece. Whatever that missing piece is, that's your variable. Plug everything you got into the formula. With this one here, there's going to be an extra step. So the length is 5 meters, the width is 5 meters, the height is, I don't know. So volume equals length times width times height.
Is the L a variable?
The L is for length. It's commonly used in geometry, and they use it that way to separate it from looking like a 1, I suppose. So it's the lowercase l, but for geometry, it's specifically used for the length of an item, that symbol.
Oh, what's the U mean?
Volume, V.
Oh, I thought that was the U.
Anybody want to venture a guess?
Still working.
There will be an extra step you got to do in this one. Anybody know what that extra step is? George?
You gotta multiply 5 times 5 divided by 7.
Right. You're going to combine like terms essentially on the right hand side there because I can multiply the length and width together. You should do that. Once you plug everything in, the next thing you want to do is combine like terms or simplify or solve 5 times 5. Rewrite your equation, then you should have a one-step multiplication equation. You need to solve. Use your division. What's the answer?
3 meters.
3?
Yeah.
3 is the correct answer.
Yeah.
So plug in what I know. I know the volume, it's 75. I know the length, that's 5. I know the width, that's 5. And the height, that I don't know. I'll just leave that as H. So plugged in what I know 3 of the 4 values, but here on the right hand side, I should simplify this because that's something I can do. I can combine right now. 5 times 5 is 25, but we're still multiplying it times H. The H hasn't gone anywhere yet. All I did was simplify this a little bit to this form, which is much cleaner and simpler and easier. Now I can solve the problem. Now I go to solving it. What do? Divide both sides by 25. 75 divided by 25. H is 3 meters. Like that. Try number 6.
Oh,
They're actually easier than they look.
Being able to navigate your way around and through formulas is pretty much the backbone of geometry and science class, or at least not biology class, not so much. Normally in 6th grade you do physical or like earth science too. So you guys normally you do your earth science in 6th grade. So you're doing your 7th grade stuff, but in 8th grade science or whenever you do it, science I teach, there's we use a lot of math in our stuff here, a lot of formulas. And in 7th and 8th grade, we also spend multiple lessons working with different formulas. We'll learn how to rewrite formulas in different ways, to solve for different variables. So The formula lesson here, we'll have more of these. Multiple, more.
I know, where did H come from? H is height.
So if you got number 4 correct, I don't see any reason why this one would be any difficult, any different. Once again, you'll need to combine like terms on the right there. Then you'll need to solve your one-step multiplication equation after that.
Since it's algebra, it's division.
You're going to use division to solve,
Yeah.
but it's a multiplication equation. What, Michaela? Sure.
The division's kind of hard. Not much though.
So it's M. M is how much?
Yeah, the math in this chapter, next chapter, the math is not, like, the challenge will be working with negative values. Lots of single-digit math. The next chapter, 8 and 3.
Are there,
7 and
there are
4.
no remainders for this, right?
There are no remainders.
So cancel out.
There are no remainders, there are no decimals.
But there's no
Thing in your
decimals.
homework. No decimals, no remainders, and any answers.
We had any answers in the book that we're doing right now? Either?
That's
Nope.
the,
Dang it.
the length, or not, like,
Okay,
I hate this.
so plug in what I know, same formula, volume equals length times width times height. I know the volumes, 2,304. Length, I know that, it's 32 times the width. I don't know that, I'll write it in a second, times the height. And again, I'm gonna put my variable at the end there, that's just where I want it. Commutative property of multiplication and addition says I can add or multiply things in any order I want, right? Right. So that's the order I wanted. But what am I combining? This right here. I can do that order of operation right now, and I should. It's 256. 256 times W. Now I'm going to write it this way. I don't need that symbol anymore. 2,304 equals 256 W. 256 times W. So then divide both sides by 256.
the left side is 9. I'm hard.
What?
The left side, the 256 and the 2,304 is 9.
Well, I know there's no decimals. I know something times 6 that ends in 4. 9 times 6 is 54. That ends in a 4. I know it can't be an 8. Can't be a 7. That ends in a 2. A 6 ends in a 6. A 5 ends in a 0. A 4. Could be a 4. But 250 times 4 is like 1,000. Not even close. So it has to be 9. 9 times 6 is 54. I need something that ends in a 4. Oh, it is. It is 9. The answer's 9. 9 centimeters. Okay. One or two more. So last part here. Now every single problem, they just give you a different equation, right? So just, if anything, it's more refreshing to just do a different equation for a minute. So you see the equation there, 1/2 base times height. 2 times the length plus that. We'll do try number 8 and 9. So area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Anybody know what formula that's for?
Can we just write for A like 0.5 or 5/10?
Well, it says A is 200 feet squared. H is 10 feet. So I guess my question to you is, what is,
B and H?
I already know H.
What is B? Oh, what is B? Okay.
Number 9. The perimeter equals 2 times length plus the width. Anybody know what this formula is for? area of a
Rectangle?
triangle. And this is perimeter of a square, or rectangle, square rectangle. Squares are rectangles.
Wait, is there?
I should give you some numbers for this one. There we go. Last two. So your homework, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you use your volume equals length times width times height formula. You'll solve for each of the 4 of them. Height. 5 through 10 are very similar to 8 through 13 here. Each one of them's a new formula for you. And then 11 and 12. I don't know if you need to write a formula, but solve it. We'll use again, just trying to get you used to formulas, plugging the information in, interpreting different formulas. How do I solve for different? How do I solve for that? Did a formula? What do I need to do?
What's P?
But you'll always P is perimeter.
So it's length and width.
Yeah, it's perimeter of a rectangle. 2 times the sum of the length plus the width. The same formula, if it matters, is this. 2 length plus 2 width. Because if I distribute in the boxes, I'd come up with this formula. So sometimes you see that same formula this way. But the truth is, both of them have a purpose. In time and place, there's a reason to use this formula and a reason to use this one.
8's way harder than 9. Just solve that one.
9's very easy. 8's something else.
I thought 8 was the best. I don't think that's so nice.
I'll give you about 30 seconds. I'll work them both out for you, so no pressure. Only got a couple minutes left.
Trust the gut. Trust the gut.
Because God knows I could pull the rolling stick out, and 6 minutes later, who knows where we'd be in the problem. It's very slow.
Pick this table. I'm not even
The two of you aren't exactly speed demons either, but compared to rolling, my gosh.
Me? I'm actually that.
Let's say you go through your whole bird sometimes. Oh my God. I could feel my beard growing.
It's just that I don't like to write on a sheet of paper, so I find my
Is it tough being a Vikings fan nowadays?
No. I can just
It's
watch
not
it.
often the Bears fan. I saw it was the last time the Bears were in first place was this late was 2018. And that year the Packers had a tie too in
It's
their
not,
schedule.
it's not bad to be a Vikings fan when you
Here's
can
your
watch
second.
the best team in the NBA, the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they heroically beat those 1-win Wizards last night. Heroic. Epic. And as they say, you got to win those, right? If they didn't win, then we would have to talk about it. But if they win, there's nothing to talk about.
They have like, I forgot how many losses they have, but not a lot.
No, they're doing all right. Okay, let's see what's going on here so we can go to recess. Plug in what I know. I know A, it's 200. 1/2. Now that's a constant. I'm just gonna, that's not a variable, so I am gonna multiply by 1/2. The base, that's what I don't know, and then the height is 10. So there's my 1/2, my base is 10. I'm multiplying 3 things. Basically over here, 1/2, the base, the height. So the next thing I would want to do is combine it. What's half of 10? Or 10 divided by, right, so 200 equals 5b. Now, finish it off, divide both sides by 5, b equals, b equals, no, b equals, 40. 200 divided by 5, 20 divided by 5 is 4, add a 0.
I was only 960 off.
I was only 30 off.
And that's, look, it's fair. You haven't seen by the end of the year, this will be nothing. You'll do this so many times. We'll use this formula a lot in our geometry, but This is the same about the reciprocal stuff here. Never forget, multiplying by a half is the same thing as dividing by 2. What am I dividing by 2? 10.
I think it's actually.
And when I said, what's 10 divided by 2, all of you just instantly went 5, like there was nothing to it, and there really was nothing to it.
I think it's really
You just
useful
need
if
to
you know, like,
Be
what
more open-minded about, instead of just rawly thinking about this as I must multiply, to bend your mind a little bit and go, this is actually divided by
I
2.
think it's useful if
But it takes a little time to see and make that connection.
I think it's useful if you know what the variables like mean and like their actual name instead of just thinking about them as variables.
I will tell you what any of these formulas means, if that helps you. Yes, I'll gladly share that with you. Perimeter, length, width. Perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so this one here, again, you'll want to use your PEMDAS rules to solve, because when we get to that part here, there are brackets. And whenever there's brackets, PEMDAS tells us basically I'm multiplying by the sum of the answer to an addition problem. So I don't know the perimeter in this case, but I'm going to multiply whatever the sum is, L plus W times 2. So 2 times 7 plus 4 is 11. 2 times 11, the perimeter is 22 yards. If I plugged it in this way, 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 4 is 8. 14 plus 8 is 22.
Yeah.
22. Tomorrow, Lauren, Ella, tomorrow we need to clear you off the board.
Yeah,